Contagious Sports.
What's up, everybody?
What
is going on?
It's another NFC East show.
Woo!
We are broadcasting here. I'm getting everybody in their position.
Mm.
And we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Northeast Streaming Sports, and now the new Roku channel. Go check us out, Northeast Streaming Sports Network. There on Roku. So you can see us on TV. That's right. So playoff week, guys.
Playoff baby.
Week.
Yeah, playoffs. Here we come.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, Sneaky. You're gonna be sitting right next to me, right, Sneaky?
You damn right. Smiling face and all. Hey, and you know what? Don't worry. We'll keep the seat nice and warm for y'all. Don't worry, fellas.
Might have 2 open spots after this weekend.
No.
Yeah, I think that. Well, listen, we'll get into that in just a few minutes. But let's start off with the first news that came out. Since it's been like almost like a season
sneaky
since the last conversation. Yeah, actually, no. The first news that came out was that they were going to have the team name on the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
On the 2nd.
Oh, the 2nd. That's
February
right.
2nd. Yep.
Groundhog Day.
So if they get it wrong, they always got tomorrow.
What? Do you know what the name's going to be? Any guess?
No idea.
Did we talk about this? Yeah, they're Commanders and the Admirals or whatever. But
I'm all for the foreskins.
The force.
That's what
I'm still saying as much as they hate, if they have a star,
there won't be a star.
I don't care if it's a solid star. I don't care if it's
the only
color star.
The only stars that they will have is going to be on the inside collar of the uniform, and it's 3 stars to represent DC, and that's it. There will not be a star. Trust me. We'll leave that 1-star rating to you, buddy.
So, well, all right, and that's about as all as I want to give to that because you guys don't really have much else going on.
Hopefully, fixing the stadium.
That's
what is it? The what is it? I was gonna say the gaffling or something about how so fans don't
railings,
fall off
yeah.
The
well,
railings,
yeah.
whatever. Maybe they should build a wall, or maybe whatever. Like
I was thinking, since it is FedEx Field, they should have had like a little meme of the guys falling on there. We'll get you there quicker.
That's a good one. I like that, True.
See, that's all you got to do is just be a little creative and be able to make that happen.
Hey, Pork Rind, do you notice like a certain glow with these two above us?
Oh, yeah.
Like a certain
Hey, I'm happy for him. I'm happy.
I'm going to tell you, anytime my buddy Philly Sports Guy's got the hat, it's business.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you go out drinking or you go out doing something with Philly and he's got that hat on, it's all business.
Is it for real?
Exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Because I tell you, I mean, it's like we weren't supposed to be here. I thought Washington was going to be in it this year. I thought that the Giants were going to stink, but that's beside the point. But I didn't expect Dallas to have as good a season as they did. They kind of came on pretty strong. And you know what I mean? So it's always weird. There's always next year.
Yep.
And you're the first day of the rest of your life started already, Sneaky.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was like Gettleman retired, and then they relieved him of his duties.
Yeah. So the thing about Gettleman, I watched the the post interview with John Mara, and it was a unique interview setting. The media were only supposed to ask one question, no follow-up questions. And I only saw like a short 17-minute version of it. And it turned out to be the fact that they felt that there was no need to fire Gettleman throughout the season because they wanted to go with candidates that were employed and no candidates that were not employed. So I guess they were just they were just like, well, there's no real reason to get a head start in the GM hunt, and we might as well just wait until the season's over.
Okay, and then everybody's on the table, I guess, because I saw that they interviewed a couple people. The Giants have been emailing me. It's funny. It's I get emails from the Giants.
Right. Yeah. And that was the thing too, because they felt that they really couldn't speak to anybody until after the season.
Yeah,
so after the regular season was over. So yeah, of course, they're interviewing some candidates right now, and
maybe Jason Garrett.
No, not Garrett. Garrett is so far off the list. It's not even funny.
Is Garrett get another job in the NFL?
I think he will. If
not the NFL, definitely college. I mean, hate him, like him, love him, whatever. I mean, Garrett has some experience in the NFL, so if not, he's going to be coaching somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I saw the Broncos reached out to the Cowboys to try to interview Kellen Moore and your defense coordinator, Dan Quinn.
Yeah, I think I'm safe with Quinn for right now. Kellen Moore, it's he already interviewed with Jacksonville. I know other teams want to interview him, but I'm not too worried about it right now. I wish it just wouldn't happen. I feel like that's part of the tampering that should be in place.
Yep.
Regardless if teams agree, because you can't do it with players, but you can do it with coaches during the season, especially during the playoffs. So,
right.
I mean, it's neither here or there. I'm not too worried about it.
And
I did see Doug Peterson though getting that call. We were a little late, but Chicago did call him up.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they stayed with Nagy all season long, I guess, is more. So that was, I guess, the thing. You win early. And next thing you know, you're safe for a little while, and if you make it to mid-season, at that point, you're not going to fire a coach and have him like play the next, through the next 7-8 games. You know what I mean? That just doesn't make any sense. So you're stuck with him at that point. And even though he's a lame duck. I mean, do you feel like that maybe that's how Judge was coaching at the end? Like if he was like, is that how he was coaching, like kind of knowing that his fate?
I'm going to say possibly not. I think Joe, he
until
knew
the end of the
something.
second quarter when they did the 3rd and 6 QB sneak.
Well, and yeah, I'll get to that in a sec too, because Joe addresses that in his post game interview as well, and even Mara said that wasn't one of his favorite play calling of that game, although it did not play a factor into the termination of Joe Judge. I honestly thought Monday when nothing went through when the call wasn't made, when I didn't see it on ESPN or anything, that just maybe, I mean, it was like that piece of me was like, whoa, is he staying on for another year? Because when Monday came, so did the axe for so many coaches in the NFL.
Right.
But obviously Tuesday when I came home from work, I'll never forget, I was watching Party and Interruption, and it said breaking news: Judge out as Giants coach, and I wasn't shocked. I was shocked that it did take an extra day for whatever reason.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think the media had a lot to do with it.
Yes,
I think the media, because Monday morning, just like you were talking about, a lot of people get in the axe, and the media was hammering down on how was he still in place? How was he still moving forward with the New York Football Giants? I think the media had an overwhelming. They were just. I think the Giants were overwhelmed with the media, with the questions, being from the very top all the way down until they got to Joe Judge. I think that's where they said, we got to get rid of this guy. I think the media had a big part to do with this because it's a big city. I mean, that's one of the major cities.
I want to say they might have had a small influence. Well, and not only that, not only the media, but I want to say some of the candidates, maybe had that question. Why am I coming into a situation where I have to make a decision about keeping a coach that went 10-23 in 2 seasons? Because if he has another failure season, it's on me. I would rather start on a fresh slate.
Yeah,
I think that more so played a role in Tisch and Mara's decision in the firing the coach.
I think they went about it, and from a PR standpoint and just a fan standpoint, I think they went about it wrong, knowing that the GM was not going to be there, and then saying, "Okay, coach, you can stay," instead of terminating them, beforehand, and then the GM going away all at once, so that the new GM doesn't come in and have to explain to everybody why I fired him months later.
Hey, Philly, can you mute just for a second? I'm sorry.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. No, I think more so, they never really set out and said that they were going to keep him. They never went out and said that they were going to retain him as a coach. They just let the season play out the way it was. And for me, I don't think they felt that, and I mean they meaning Mara and Tisch, I don't feel that Judge, that the team or Judge lost the team. It all goes down to the beginning of this season that Mara stated that if I walk off the field on the last game of the season, and if I believe we're going in the right direction, then obviously we'll maintain the coach for the following year. It's the fact that he felt as though we were heading in the wrong direction, and I can't fault him for that.
No,
I actually do give Mara, like I said, I said in previous shows, props on not firing Gettleman, when he was facing, when he was fighting cancer, when he was fighting for his life. I like the fact that they brought him on for a year to just, give him another chance to see how the Giants were going to perform. Keep in mind, the last 8 games last year, we went 5-3, and we were looking very competitive. But for some reason, even when we went against Denver, we looked like we took a couple steps back, and I don't even understand why is that. So I think this was the right move. We had to start over. Bottom line, I mean, 10-23 out of 2 years. It's just, and it's frustrating for me because I don't want to rebuild. I don't want to go through this because next year I'm still going to say we're going 17-0, but maybe another 7 win. I mean, even if we win 7 games next year, it's going to be a plus.
It's going to be a better feeling.
Right. Yeah.
So, well, then let me ask this question because I want to go switch over to you. How do you feel about your coach, Pork Rind, and how he obviously because the only thing that came out of Washington was the fact that they were changing the name, and that was it. They didn't really give a vote of confidence. They didn't really say much of anything. They didn't even say goodbye. They said, "Hey, yeah, whatever." You know what I mean?
I think Dan Snyder's going to give Ron Rivera, what did he sign? Like a 5-year deal? I think I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the entire 5 years, no matter what he is turning around that organization. We need that quarterback.
I was going to say that the one thing I did hear Philly and Pork Rind about this was what he said today, or was it yesterday, about the defense, the direction of the defense and the output that they gave there towards the middle, going towards the end of the season. He did. If you go back and look at it, I don't want to quote him, but I'm just going to say that he was surprised about his defense on the lack of defense play that they had.
Oh, at the beginning of the season? Yeah.
Oh no. From the halfway point on, everybody was relying on the defense to get you guys there.
Yeah, because we didn't have any offensive weapons. I mean, once we lost Logan Thomas, we just we were beat up in offense. I mean, you can't rely solely on Terry McLaurin. We lost J.D. McKissick for the year. We lost Curtis Samuel. I think only played 3 games. Antonio Gibson. He had a good year considering the fact that he was hurt. He missed a few games. We really need more offensive weapons. We did. We depended way too much on that defense.
Yeah, and then that's it. And I think the past 5 drafts, the Washington football team has taken 5 first-round defensive players and not focused on the offense as much.
Offense. Yeah, no, that's
I can see that happening for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need a quarterback. Bottom line, we need a quarterback. We need a couple more offensive, weapons to, take some people off of Terry McLaurin, because that guy's getting double teamed. And
well, do you do that in the offseason, or do you do that during the draft?
I mean, both.
Depending on budget.
Yeah, depending on. Well, I think we've got the 3rd or 4th most in salary cap.
Wow.
So, we can definitely do it. But like last year, we made that big splash with Curtis Samuel, and what did he do for us? You just got to make smarter decisions in free agency. Bottom line.
So to say now, with your first pick in the draft, you guys are choosing a quarterback?
I'm not big on the quarterbacks this year.
I think you need to work on that. You're Pork Rind, you're kind of in the similar situation as we're in, because even if you draft a quarterback, that offensive line still needs to be fixed.
Yeah, our offensive line, we had a lot of injuries on offensive line. We've had a lot of guys that had to step up. We were on our 3rd string center this year. We were depleted on the offensive line. The one, Charles Leno, was really the only one that played every single game. Brandon Sheriff, I love the guy to death. I hope he comes back. I don't see him re-signing, and he's all pro. I think a 7th-time Pro Bowl selection, or 5th-time Pro Bowl selection. He's going to be entering free agency this year, and I'm not sure if they're going to re-sign him. We've got Eric Flowers. He played pretty consistent all year. We definitely need to concentrate on offensive line, and just offense, period.
New defensive coordinator?
I don't know.
Jack Del Rio.
I'm surprised. You guys had 4 number 1 draft picks. I know injuries come into play here, but come on. It's like you guys, these guys are number 1 picks now.
Let me tell you, that is the most frustrating thing about our defense is we've got all the talent in the world, and I just feel like the scheme and there's just no. I don't ever see them blitz. I never see any just fireworks, man. It's all vanilla.
Yeah, if you don't see the blitz, and that means that they don't trust their secondary.
Yeah, well, and that's that's something
to go
that,
1-on-1 with
Yeah.
any
Well,
of
also
those.
too, didn't Chase Young? I mean, he has a season-ending injury.
Yeah, torn
Yeah,
ACL.
I think
So
he got hurt early on this season. So, and Montez Sweat, he was out for quite a bit of the season too. He had a broken jaw. Then, he had COVID. He lost his brother. So, I mean, if anything could have gone wrong this season, I feel like it did. So, I mean, between the stadium leaking,
and that's the thing. That's the thing that like the Dallas Cowboys, we've always focused on the strong line, whether they're starting players or whether they're backups.
Yeah,
and I think that's one thing that's been helpful to us. Will has been out there looking at these players and saying, okay, these are the offensive linemen that we need to ensure Dak Prescott doesn't get hurt, regardless of stature, regardless of first round or first string, second string. I think that's going to play an important role going in the future for all teams going across. I think, teams are looking at that, and you got to look at that because your quarterback is the most important captain out there. If he's not going, nobody is.
I will tell you that comes from the, I really hate to say this, but it's like that comes from the book of Tom Landry. Tom Landry was the one who really said, you have big guys up front and you take care of the offensive line and the defensive line, everything else it don't matter because it makes everybody else better.
Yeah,
and somebody to run the ship, That's what you need.
Joe Gibbs was the same way.
Right. And that's why those coaches were so great. That's why, like I said, when I talk about a draft, first round is meant for big guys and quick guys that know how to turn it on really fast for short periods of time. That's why cornerbacks and free safeties and offensive defensive linemen, should be unless you get a stud quarterback at the very beginning of the draft. I don't think it's worth it to try to do a quarterback until the second or third round.
Yeah.
Hell, Tom Brady was a 7th round pick just about. You know
Correct.
what I mean? He was 6th round pick, 199 in the draft. You know what I mean? I know that certain quarterbacks do great, but certain quarterbacks bust. There's too much pressure that gets put on a quarterback nowadays. So I feel like that's what, and that's what makes Jalen Hurts so good right now. Because the fact that he's been able to handle some of that adversity. I feel that Daniel Jones was not able to fulfill that type of adversity. And I feel like that there was a little bit more pressure on him because he came from Duke. He didn't come he was Division I, but he was like a reach almost.
Yeah.
You had Dak Prescott, who was a 4th round pick, wasn't he?
Yep.
He was first round, yeah. I still say Giants should have drafted Dwayne Haskins.
No, we were right. We were right.
Well, Philly and I were there. We saw all that action go down.
To be fair, if he was a reach or not a reach, the bottom line is there had been other teams that admitted to saying that they would have picked up Daniel Jones had the Giants not have gotten him. He would not have been there at 17 for us to pick him again. Now, I believe that Daniel Jones, with the right tools around him, and obviously he needs an offensive line. I'm just going to come out and say that. And let's not forget the last game Daniel Jones started, he won. Let's remember that. And I think that's being lost in the sauce because of the losing streak we were on caused by Fromm and Mike Glennon, which I still don't understand how the hell Mike Glennon got a job in the NFL as a backup quarterback.
Well, that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you the talent that's out there.
Mean now? If you're talking about Mike Glennon, you mean the lack of talent?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he's still got a job. A pitcher that pitches 98 miles an hour but can't throw a strike still has a job in the Major League Baseball. Yep. Even though he throws one strike every 6 pitches. You know what I mean? So ultimately, that's what's happening there. You could have even gone with like 42-year-old or 44-year-old McNown. I'm sure he would have come back to play, and he might have been a better solution.
I think any backup would have been better. And I don't know. I mean, people are saying that the signing of Mike Glennon was Judge's idea. I don't know. I don't have proof of that. But whoever decide to sign Mike Glennon, that is a fireable offense.
The world may never know.
Oh God! I mean, he was 0-5 with Jacksonville.
Well, again, that's where it comes to Colt McCoy and him.
I'm sorry.
That's where it comes to Colt McCoy and him. It's just like, how do you let that kid go?
Maybe it was a money thing.
I know.
I mean, that's all I can think about. Maybe it was a money thing.
I'm sure it was, but at the same time, you have to sit there. Well, it's all reflection, anyways. But you have to sit there and say, why did this kid go away when we knew we could use him?
Yeah, hindsight's always 20.
Oh yeah.
So well, I've really spent as much time as I can on you guys. I know that you guys are all excited about your off seasons, but we still are playing some football. We are still playing some football
this week.
We might as well start right off with the first game on Sunday, because you know what? First, hold on, real quick before I get into that. How crazy is how about Flores getting fired?
Yeah, from Miami.
Yeah. That was a shock.
I wasn't going to mention it, but it's.
Well, there was rumor that he did not get along with the GM or the owners.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that, what were they on, like a 6-game winning streak?
7.
I'm sorry, 7-game winning streak.
7-game win streak, 7-game losing streak. Every time it's ever happened.
He's going to be picked up somewhere easily.
I think you get him with Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous coaching staff.
Does that become like so the way the Eagles have it? I feel like as an offensive coordinator is like what they call the head coach. The defensive coordinator is like the assistant head coach, and that's how it's run. That's how it's run here. I feel like that the true head coach of the team, that they feel the full real head coach of the team, is probably like the Howie Jeffrey mix.
Yep.
But I bet that's how they feel about this. Like that's how you visualize that tier happening.
Yeah, if you can get both of those guys on the same team, I think that's going to be a dangerous team.
Right. So, and who's going to really, who's going to be able to do that? I guess the Giants are possibly considering it because they're actually the only ones that said, hey, we're going to interview everybody and just take our time. They have their eye on somebody very specific. And that guy's probably going to be either on Belichick, well, not Belichick's staff, but Andy Reid's staff and Green Bay staff.
I believe it'll be the Denver Broncos.
Well, I will say this. In that interview that Mara had when he talked about the firing of Joe Judge, he did mention that they were quick to pull the trigger in hiring of Gettleman. And how they're not going to do that they're not going to have that same mistake this time, that they're going to sit back, interview multiple candidates and pick their guy and kind of take a step back and have like a reflection of who they believe their guy is. And also, the hiring of the new GM is going to bring on the hiring of the new coach.
Yeah.
And they're going to allow they're going to allow the GM to have that type of power in bringing in the coach. And he will, and the GM will have that the final state comes from the owners. I mean, bottom line, but it's going to be heavily influenced by the new GM. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for this new age, of Giants football. So we'll see.
The first day of the rest of your life.
Yeah,
that's really how you look at that. The first day of the rest of your life.
And like I was saying, Philly, I don't think that one guy that we see representing the Giants inside the inner circle will be there this coming draft.
Who's that?
There's one guy who seems to get to all the drafts.
For the Giants.
As far it could be John Mara's brother, for all I know. You know what I mean?
I think it's Gettleman's brother.
Then that's possible. We won't see. You know what? Because I think he mentioned that too at one point. Yeah.
I
when
think
you go
have
to
a
the
picture
draft
with
and you
them.
see the Giants are there for a few minutes and then they're gone.
They're
And
gone.
there's not many Giants fans out in the area either. Like
Nope.
nobody from New York comes. No
Nope.
Giants fans come to the draft
Nope.
ever.
They stick other fans in there to fill them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about the draft, when do they start selling tickets for the draft?
They're free.
So you have to tell the Giants that you want to go and
Yeah.
you want to be there. They usually save it for season ticket holders, but obviously they don't got nobody in there. And once you're in there, you're in there. You know, it's like that's part of the fun.
So
yeah, I reached out to my season ticket rep, and they are clueless. So I might have to imagine that.
Well, yeah, I think they sell the seats actually. In your case, I think they sell them. It's probably a charity thing. You know, because I mean, I've seen people in there, but they're very.
So do you
corporate.
need tickets to get into where you guys
Yeah.
go?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
you
mean,
do.
need tickets. It's just you gotta have all
Sign
that
up.
stuff worked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to the if you do it through the New York Football Giants, contacting them, of course. But if not, the NFL does have, the middle and then the very end. But they will stick you in there to fill in seats. You know, if you're a New York Football Giants fan or Washington fan, you have that bracelet and they will slide you in there. But you got to wait your turn to get in there.
Yes, that's exactly correct.
Yeah, it's all coordinated. They do a really good job on that.
And that's they do, especially because I have to usually jump through the hoops to get where I got to get. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to follow your lead
because the team doesn't ever really do much for me, so it's harder that way. You know what I mean? It's like I gotta jump through hoops, and it's only because I'm not talking to the right person yet. I guess that's really what it comes down to, because the NFL wants me there, the Eagles want me there. You know what I mean? I firmly believe that, or else, maybe they don't want me there and they don't want me to be on TV, but I am.
Damn, that guy jumped through another hoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then I'm going to follow your lead next, or in April when we get there, because damn well I'm bringing all 4 of my rings, and myself. We're going to be front and center, cheering on our Giants for both of our first round picks.
Oh, that's right.
And losing a poker bracelet to the eventual champion. That's happening. I don't care. I keep mentioning it. We're playing poker, baby.
We are playing now. Is it just going to be us 4?
I haven't figured that part out yet. I don't know if I want to bring on. I think I do want it to be us, just us 4, because ultimately, this has got to be something that happens fast.
Right.
We got an hour. We got an hour show to fill at a poker table.
And Porkline just had a look. He had a look on his face like you mean 3.
I don't play poker, so.
Well,
you'll be taking
what?
I don't want to hear that because there's going to be no beginner's luck here.
You got time to start. You know what? YouTube it. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch ESPN.
Yeah. I got plenty of time now. My football team's not playing, so
I know, right? We got time to go ahead and practice. Well, and to be fair, this weekend, the wife and I, we are escaping from the children, the dogs, our jobs, and we're having a beautiful weekend. Just her and I at WinStar Casino. I can't wait.
There you go.
And it's going to be fun.
You're going to be sitting there watching the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I got better things to do with my time than my show.
He's lying. He's going to be looking up at the gambling area.
We already know who's going to win that. You know what? I'll tell you what. If Philly beats Tampa, Jesus is coming.
Well,
it's
going to be the second coming of Christ.
No.
Let's go this way. If the Eagles beat Tampa, the picture disappears for a full year.
What picture? Oh, you mean
the picture? The picture. Come on with the picture. Because I got Joe.
You know
Judge,
what?
I got
Okay,
Joe
yeah,
Judge's
I'll agree to that. I'll okay. Now, and let's be specific. If Philly beats the Bucks, I will not show. And I'm gonna clip this. It's gonna go on TikTok and Instagram and everything. If the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I will not show that picture at all next season. You get one season,
one full year. One full year.
Yeah, one
first week of the
football
playoffs.
season. It will not from the draft day, because that's when the season starts.
Let's go from the win.
I got
the absolute end of next season.
No. Let's do the draft season. Because if you guys win, I gotta have my moments where I can
see. This is what makes.
I'm giving you the season.
I want.
He wants the year.
I want the year. I want a full year.
Okay, here it's coming down to you, Sneaky. What it is?
Full year.
We gotta come to a compromise. Okay, look. I gotta at least show one more. If you guys win, I gotta show one more good time. At least say goodbye to it. You got to give me a chance to say goodbye to that picture.
No,
I ain't asking for your beard. I'm asking for a picture.
Yeah, because you know what I'd say to that. All right, fine, a year. All right, fine.
There we go.
Fine. So I'm going to show it every day.
I'm going to give up just because it would be fair to make the bet. I won't mention the speech. Because I've got it right here.
I wish you would.
Gettleman's speech as he's walking down. He goes, everybody here knows how I feel about this.
Oh, wait. Put up Chris's comment. Put up Chris's comment real quick.
Yeah.
Hey.
The first one and then the second one.
First one.
So my our Pork Rind and my fellow brother Kenny from PFUFA.
Let's see. This is a good deal, Sneaky, because if the Eagles win, a new picture will be made. They won't be able to help themselves. Hey, that's true. If another fan eats horse shit, we're only talking about only one. We're talking about the one I have.
Yeah.
So Kenny was telling he was first of all he said, "Tell you what's up, Philly."
Okay.
And Kenny was also saying, he wish he can make it down there, but he can't. He was saying as soon as he said the weather down there, the running game is now going to become huge for Philly.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pouring with 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh my God, that is like. So the last time there was weather like that with me was when the Giants. I went up to the first time up to the new MetLife Stadium, and the Eagles won the NFC East. That was in 2019, by the way. So,
yeah, I think he's right. I think the weather's going to have a big impact because 30-mile-an-hour winds, rain. You're going to want to run that ball, and Philly's been running the hell out of that ball.
Yes, they have.
And that's so we'll see. We will definitely see.
All you got to do is hit Brady a few times.
That's kind of
all you got to do.
I think that's all. You really only have to do that once.
Yeah.
You only have to do that once.
First play of the game, go right up the middle, right at him.
Exactly, and do like an all-out blitz.
Yep.
And just crush him.
Just make a statement. Just make a statement. That's what we did. We made a statement.
Even do a late hit. No, I was.
No.
But like, if you're that close, I would consider it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's not called a late hit. It's called a remember me hit.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Exactly. It's called more old time football. But in the meantime, here, if you want to know how I feel about the games, because we have to really start talking about that. If the weather's like that, the running game's going to be great. The problem is going to be the holding on to the ball. That's going to be because they're going to have Fournette back too, so they're going to be able to run the ball. Back. So, when you think of Gronk and the way Tom Brady throws. I know he can still throw a little bit of a long ball, but not that long.
Is that Kelsey behind you, man?
He's a dinker. That's so. That's exactly. I said that somebody would say that. Yeah, it kind of looks like Kelsey behind me.
He just doesn't have the mullet.
Yeah, it's his mullet.
Yeah, the blonde hair, So, I thought I gave ourselves like a 2 out of 7 chance to win this game. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I put us. Like it's like I feel that there are a couple of ways that we could win this game. That it's not just all Tom Brady. You know what I mean? You have to. The offensive line's got to play. Their defensive's got to has got to have a good game. Those are the things that I think about. I think that Tampa's got a much more talented squad, but I think that they're also going through some drama too. If I was to place money on this game, I have it 31-27 Tampa Bay. I'd love to say that I think that the Eagles are going to win this game. I think that but I'm also being very real. Now, when you come game time, you better believe that I'm going to be all over it. And there's lots of things that could make me feel a lot differently about that. But being honest and being a realist and realizing what we've done this season and that being in this game is the reward for that this is our Super Bowl of sorts.
Yeah.
I like the fact that our guys are getting this experience. Yeah. That's what's most important. We are as young as they are, and we're very healthy. We're a very healthy team. So I don't put us out of the realm. This score could very well be 34-31.
So you are taking the over.
Yeah, I think we score a lot of points. Now, if it's raining, like I said, I'm not there and I don't see rain. You know what I mean? If I see a driving rain coming, the score's going to be 9-7.
Right.
Or maybe worse. Well, when you think about the Fog Bowl, when that fog came in, like everything was headed towards the over, the fog came in and there was just no more points scored.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
tagging.
So when you think about that, like if this becomes the rainstorm because it's this tremendous downpour of rain.
Yeah.
I mean, at what point do they cancel a game? Not cancel, but hold it. They do it for lightning strikes.
Lightning. That's it. They don't do it for just rain. Yeah.
If there's no lightning, you ain't stopping.
No.
So I'm looking at the scores, and Tampa Bay they're number 2 in offense with 30 points a game, and you have Philly at 12th. They're 12th in offense at 26.1 points a game. So if the weather is the way you say it's going to be, claim it's going to be, I would knock off 10 points and I would say 20-16 Tampa.
There you go.
That would be my score.
I mean, I love the Eagles with the points.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think it's going to be 17-14 Philly. Picking Philly.
You are picking? Okay.
Yep.
If it's that low score, I love our chances. I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say the weather's going to be a big factor if that comes through. But the running game's going to be big. I don't think there would be that much passing on both sides of the ball. But the way I've been seeing Jalen Hurts and the Philly, guys run the ball at 200 yards a game. I mean, rushing stats. That's impressive. Now, the weather pending, I think it does come down to a running game. But, yeah, Tampa Bay, oof. I think it's going to be one of those maybe 29 to 24 games, Tampa, because of some of the offsetting with the field goals and trying to go for the 2-point conversions.
All right, and that says that that's over.
Yeah.
As long as that's the rain stays out. Like I said, if they're putting the ball in the rain, just as like ball sticking in the ground like that.
That's always what you got to pay attention.
And that only helps the Eagles. That only helps the Eagles.
Exactly.
So I like I said, I think that we make this a game. So I would definitely take the points with the Eagles. And like I said, I think we got a 2 out of 7 chance of winning this game. I like those odds. You know what I mean? I'd love to continue to talking, saying, "Hey, I'm going to be really cold up in Green Bay." You know what I mean? That's what I'd love to be talking about next week. And I think that there's a 34% chance that happens.
You got to play the game. That's what I always say. You got to play the game.
That's it.
Any given Sunday.
That's exactly correct. The last game on the docket. It won't be the last game because they actually have Monday Night Football this week.
Correct.
That is so stupid. I'm sorry.
Actually, I don't
mind it. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it as far as being a fan, but
as a football team, you lose a day in rest.
Yeah, that's not right.
Well, no, because
I see you coming from Pork Rind.
Some teams lose a day of rest, anyways.
Oh, that's right. Even if they play that Saturday.
Right. So,
right. That's
they can't make this Monday night. Whoever wins this Monday night game is not going to be able to play a game on Saturday. They should not do that.
That's right.
So that's definitely going to be a Sunday game. Whoever plays on Monday definitely plays on Sunday. So that's going to be, and it's probably going to be the last game.
Yeah, I could see that.
So before we make a pick, I want to say this. At work, there's this gentleman who's a diehard Cowboys fan. Obviously, I live in Dallas, so there's a bunch of them here. He is moping around the office as though you guys already lost. He said, I'm worried because he came up to me and he's like, yeah, I don't know about this week. And I thought he was going to be like, we're going to give it to the 49ers. No. He was like, this is where, what did he say? He said, this is where the letdown begins. I'm like, and all season, all regular season, unless the Dallas Cowboy lost, he was the first person to greet me in the morning to tell me good morning every time they won. But when he lost, for some reason, I didn't see him. But
I feel like I work with him too, Sneaky.
Right? You probably do.
There's lots of them all over the place.
But he came walking around. I thought he was going to gloat that, we won the East.
I'm going to say that's probably that's based off the game in LA last week. He saw that performance and the letdown of the Rams. That has nothing to do with this week's game. I'm going to tell you that right now because the Cowboys defense is going to come to play, and they are not going to do what the Rams did and give up, because that's what it looked like to me in that Rams game. It was just an overall letdown of the secondary as far as they let Garoppolo get in there with these passes and 1-9 running these routes, getting onto the outside with these little slants and these little flats, and then exploding for these big yardage gains. The Cowboys ain't going to allow that to happen. There might be a couple of deep balls. Now, I'm not going to say there's not. There might be a couple of deep balls because there always is. There's always one or two. But
Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, there ain't going to be nothing significant.
Well, I'm looking at this comment from Ed, was it Wakely?
Wakely.
And this is exactly what I'm hearing all week. There should be some concern about their running game, which there should be. However,
there's always concern. Yeah,
but however, Jimmy got to throw the ball at some point. It's 3rd and 8. 2nd and 12. I don't think the Niners are going to hand the ball off in those type of situations.
No, I think there's always that concern for us, and I've been saying that all season with the middle of the defensive line. We've been soft. We have been so soft in the middle, but now that we've got Gallimore back, I think that changes things. We've got Randy Gregory. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what they do. As far as the defensive, concerns about Washington, I think San Francisco is going to try and do exactly what the Arizona Cardinals did, was disguise the secondary, bring everybody, fill in the box, then drop back to try and fluster, Dak Prescott. That's not going to work this. I'm thinking we're going two backs. I think
two back set.
Yeah, I think Pollard's going to be there. I think Ezekiel will be there. I think it's going to be, some fun stuff coming up. Kellen Moore has been playing around all year. I think Coach McCarthy's been allowing that, but I think it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. I don't think you're going to see these BS calls anymore.
So, Philly, if you could mute yourself, one question. I need True Blue's full undivided attention right here. I want to play a what if game with you. What if they lose? What would be the first reaction? You're not coming up to the game, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me know. I'll be there too. What will be your first reaction? What if they lose? True Blue. What would be your reaction?
I'm going to have to base it on what the score is and what I see. If the Dallas Cowboys lose a tight game, there's nothing really much I can say. Your game speaks for itself. Your team speaks for itself. If you lost, you lost. If it's a blowout and my team loses significantly.
Now, when you say blowout, are we going to say 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns? I'm going to
say anything. I'm going to say anything that's 2 scores or more.
Okay.
2 scores or more, and if it's that significant, then which I highly doubt, because Dan Quinn's going to be all over it. That's where it comes down to my offense. I've got to see what my offense is going to do. I'm holding Kellen Moore's feet to the fire this game. That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I believe at some point, if the Cowboys are losing and we're going into the third quarter and we haven't made any adjustments, and I don't mean like, we're losing, by 3 or 7 or whatever it may be. I'm saying if we're losing by 14 points or more, 2 scores, I think Coach McCarthy's going to take the playbook from them. In all honesty,
I just had to ask.
Locker room.
I think he'll come out of that locker room and he'll have the playbook in his hand and calling the plays in.
I'd love to see that.
Oh, I would too.
I'd love to see that, because I think McCarthy sucks.
No, I'm going to say
I think he's poor at that.
I think he's been too. It's just been a funny season as far as the play calling has been going on Kellen Moore's side. And again, I don't think we've seen Kellen Moore's ability to call the right plays. I think it's been one of those cat and mouse games with him, along with our offense. And I think we've been letting I think we've been letting some of those games slide where we don't want to show too much, because that's how McCarthy is. He doesn't want to show all his cards. Now that we're in the playoffs, I think it's time to show the cards, to show what we're going to do with the playbook. I think that goes along with rushing. Everything that we've been seeing this year for the Dallas Cowboys, as a fan, when you're sitting there and you're saying, why are you still rushing up the middle and losing 2 yards on every first down? I think that's going to stop. I think the swings, running back swinging outside the tackle is going to happen a little bit more. I think Dak, he's going to stop checking out of these plays based on what the defense is doing. It's going to be, I remember last week I was talking about how he's holding that tablet and saying, I think everything's going out the window this week, and I think this whole season's going out the window, and it's going to be a new era this postseason for Kellen Moore and the defense of the Dallas Cowboys.
We'll be there to see it.
Yep. Well, we'll see. So, what do you think the score's going to be?
Pork rind. Hold on. Pork rind, what you got? You go first.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm thinking this is going to be a high scoring game. What's the line?
51.
51.
And Dallas is up by. I mean, Dallas got 3 points, but I mean
I
that's
can
what
see it being
home teams normally get.
It's 3.5, right?
No,
Yeah.
3 -3 Dallas.
Oh, it's 3. Man.
I have it at 3.5. By the way.
Yeah, I thought I saw 3.5.
Oh, okay. I got 3. Yeah.
I can see it being a 42-31 Cowboys.
Okay. I'm.
And I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think 49ers might get 1 or 2 of those touchdowns late in the game.
So you're saying 42. You're saying 42-14, really?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying the 49ers are going to get blown out?
Yeah.
Well, with Jimmy G, I can't fault you for saying that.
Yeah.
That's a fair.
I think he might throw 2 of those touchdowns to the other team.
And that's exactly what I said. Yep. I told someone, I said, if they get 2 picks off of Jimmy G, it's a wrap. We're getting short on time. I'll make mine quick. I'm going to say 38-34 49ers.
Wow. I way under is what I think. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think both sides are going to have the defense ready to play, and that both offenses are going to struggle. I think that Dallas is going to be sniffing themselves a little bit from last Saturday, and that they are going to wind up with a very rude awakening, because they have not been really sharp lately, but they've happened to have a COVID Washington, 5-day rested Washington, and a second and third string Eagles offense that they've scored all their points on. And when the speed of the game speeds up, I think they're going to have a hard time. And I have them losing actually on a 22-19 or 22-20 game.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, I can see with the running game, it'd be like a low scoring, but it's going to be a combination of Jimmy G throwing the ball plus Dak throwing the. I think both quarterbacks going to have an interception. But go ahead, True Blue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to take this one 37-29.
And that's still going to be a one-score game.
Yeah, and my main concern is our extra points, and that's why I'm saying the score that we've got.
Nobody's trusting Zerline.
Nobody is.
Greg the leg.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't fault any of us.
No, you can't. No, you can't. He's definitely been, as they say, squeezing. I call it the hiney hole pucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to look. It's just like, even again last week missing one, and it's just like it gets you in the gut.
It takes the air out of the touchdown.
Oh,
it definitely takes the air out of the touchdown.
It does.
Yeah.
So, but that all being said, all right. Well, I would say good luck to you, but I hope you guys lose. So
you and me both, Philly. You and me both. I'll say this now to all the Cowboy haters, because I'm one of them. All the Cowboy fans out there, don't lose this game. Don't lose. If the Cowboys lose in the wild card weekend, turn off your MySpace, your TikToks, your Instagram, your Commodore 64s, because you ain't gonna hear the end of me. That's all I'm gonna say. You heard it here first.
Oh, and God forbid that we win and they lose.
Oh my God.
Because the worst yet, you get me.
Someone, and I know we're running, but they're like, well, would you rather Philly win or Dallas? I'm like, or.
Yeah.
I'm like, you asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
Don't you want somebody from your division No, I don't. No, us or none. Simple as that. And definitely not Cowboys. Hell no, not Cowboys.
He'd be okay. He'd be okay with the Eagles doing it because he would still have 4 and we would only have 2. So
you would have 5.
Well, we would have 5, but but 2 Super Bowls. Everybody's been doing the championships, Super Bowls. Those Super Bowl rings matter. That's what's.
Oh yeah,
That's
do
what it
you
is.
want your little dynasty banner, Philly?
Yeah, I'll dynasty something.
Got your
Anyways,
dynasty one Super Bowl.
Hey, it's one. We're the only division that can say we got everything.
Yep, that's true.
All
That's
of us
true.
have gotten one. All of us has gotten one, and we're still two in the playoffs. And the worst division in football, still two in the playoffs. So that ain't so bad. Anyways, guys, thank everybody for joining us. And listen, tomorrow night we'll be on Roku, so you can watch it all again, hear us all, go banter back and forth. Listen, it's been a great time, and to end this, go Birds!
How about them Cowboys?
Go football team.
Until February.
Couple more weeks of
Until
that.
February 2nd. Yeah.
Everybody have a great week and a
Hey,
good
you too.
weekend of football. Go Birds. Yeah.
Go Giants out.